Oh, this is interesting. They showed me in a way for me to understand. I couldn't understand why some people were behaving the way they did. And this might help some of you as well. So you know how we talk about like whatever you put out, you get back. So if you put out really good, you're going to get it back. But you don't know when, you don't know how. That's not your job, because whatever good you're putting out, you should be doing it from your overflow, right? From the good of your heart, expecting nothing in return, because you have plenty and you're happy to do it. So you're not looking back, and then you just smack into your blessings. And as a matter of fact, if you're looking or waiting for it from a person, place, or thing that you gave good to, then you're already looking to get. But also, it's really just not likely going to happen, right? So it's like 2 strikes against you. Not in a bad way, but just so you can visualize and understand. Okay, so they were showing a greedy, monstrous bunch, just like a bunch of people like foaming at the mouth, angry, this kind of thing. And they kept saying, it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair. And I was like, what? I don't understand the mentality here. Like, what's going on? And remember, there's no innocent parties down here. So if you think that you've never done anything wrong, or you've never been karmic, or you've never had a bad thought, then you're lying to yourself. Right? We've all had bad thoughts. We've all, this is the idea of like, you hopefully will get smacked sooner than later, so that you can be like, oh shit, I did think that, or oh shit, I did wish that, or like clean it up, clean up your thoughts, clean up your actions, clean up whatever. It's for your sake, Don't stuff it down, don't ignore it, don't hide it, don't deny it, because then it's just going to become a bigger monster, which is kind of what they're showing me. But they're showing me a bunch of different people that are just foaming at the mouth, just fuming. And so it's like, that's the idea. Don't suppress it. Don't think you'll get you a revenge. Oh, that was another part of this. So it's like, whenever there's an injustice done, we don't know where it started. We don't know the whole story. We never will. Even if you spoke directly to the people, we're not always going to get the full thing, the full backstory, because it's just the reality of life. And so, this is the idea of like, you just need to care about yourself. Make sure your intentions are good and pure. Make sure you're putting out from an abundant heart, because you're filling up from the inside out, right? You're loving yourself and you're moving from your alignment. And, if something lands at your doorstep, don't drive yourself too bonkers if you've been coming from your highest and best. Meaning, it all starts and ends with us. We call stuff in at times, and we might not be admitting it or recognizing it, but there are times where it's like, don't drive yourself such bonkers, especially if you've truly been operating from your highest and best. And just keep going that way and allow the universe to take care of it, because that's what the universe does. It'll always balance out. Even when we don't know when or how, it's none of our business, really. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth of the matter. And the sooner you can get on the board with that, the better off you are. Okay, so nonetheless, all of this said, it was these people foaming at the mouth that were angry with somebody and were counting the ways as to why they felt justified in taking justice into their own hands, harming, taking, stealing, hurting. It just seemed like everything, like a mental, emotional, physical. It was like harm in every possible way. Just was nastiness, right? And they wanted to be the God. They wanted to be the justice giver. But okay, so still I'm not getting it out. So you have this understanding in this picture, and it was the fact that, one, it's not up to them to be God, because they're not, and two, there is so much we don't see and we don't know, right? So they were showing it was like that person had already gone through their karma. They had already paid their dues. And so because those people hadn't seen it or knew about it or understood it, they didn't think it was fair, right? Well, life's not fair. It's not meant to be. You didn't come, it's not why you came here. You didn't come here to be the judge and the jury and play God. And so Did I get it out? It's like what you put out is what you get back, but it's very rarely from the same source. So even in this case, it was like people wanted to throw stones at this one person as if they've never had an ill thought. They're perfect. And what they didn't realize is they were throwing stones at somebody who was already washed clean, right? It's like that idea. They paid their karmic debt. So they were harming somebody and they had no right. You never have a right to harm anybody. Never. That's why it's always up to unconditional love. You're not the judge and the jury. It's none of your fucking business. And again, it's a fine line because people might not understand that. And this is why you seek out all the appropriate people. Hopefully you heard it through all that. What you put out is what you get back. And I guess we're always just used to the idea of like, hopefully people who are listening, and I know for me, it's like I'm always trying to operate from my highest and best, right? Like I've learned my lessons. I've eaten my karma. I've seen how I wasn't able to see before. Like I was able to understand things that I couldn't understand before, right? It's like I've done all that. So I'm always attempting to operate from my highest and best. Of course, we all slip up now and then, but that's the intention. And so I guess I just forgot about or didn't understand how people who are putting out ill will aren't understanding why it's not reaching those they attempt to harm, but they're attempting to harm because they were like, well, they did me wrong once, so I'm going to get them back. That's revenge. That's, lower energies they're operating from. And then that's what they're going to get back because it's not their job. It's not their place to seek revenge, to seek what they would claim as justice, right? So this is why our best bet for our own sake is to mind our own business, to love and honor ourselves. We're going to trip over things that we do not like, that don't seem fair or right. But you have to be honest with yourself and take accountability as much as you can and keep moving forward, knowing that it will all balance out. Again, as long as you're coming from your pure intentions. In other words, if you trip over stuff, but it's like a recognition of a similar scenario, it's like, oh, that was my karma, right? Like, oh yeah, I did think that once or put that out once or wish I will or whatever it is, then you can recognize, oh, that was for me. And the important thing is take that accountability and swallow it, because if you're a heathen, you would pick up the rocks and throw them back, right? Then you're just playing tick for tat. Then you're just playing in the mud with them, and then you're getting more karma, and then more karma. And again, you're never going to know how or where it's coming from. And so that was, I still haven't said it in a straight line. It was like these people were harmed by somebody in their mind. It's their perception, right? It was whatever they hinged. Well, you said this, that meant this. No, it didn't. Yes, it did, right? It's like the fucked up shit they tell themselves. So they're convinced you hurt them because they made a wrong hinge in their mind. And so they have anger towards you and they want to get you. And so they don't understand why the harm isn't coming to you. They can be like, look, here's proof in the pudding. They did me wrong, so they shouldn't get blah, 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 right? It's like their sickness, right? They're coming from that lower energy. That's illness, right? Like that's a mental illness when you're operating from less than love, it's an illness. So they have to heal that illness, right? Heal that anger, that revenge, that nastiness, that foaming at the mouth. That's what they're showing. They're like rabies. So it's like that's what they have to work on and heal in themselves to get themselves unstuck, to get themselves off that hamster wheel. It's like they'll never get off that because that's how they operate. They're having major expectations on how the world should run and how it should be. And they're getting pissed off and furious because they forgot they're not God, right? It's like they want the whole world to bend to their knee. And it's like, well, you're not God. You're nobody. You're a piece of sand like the rest of us. So you're supposed to be here having fun and living your dream. And the dream that you seem to be enjoying living is foaming at the mouth with rabies, looking to steal, take, harm, dictate, and be in charge of everyone else except yourself. You can't even control yourself, your own anger, your own intentions, your own mind, your own thoughts. So that's the dream you're choosing to live, and that's the dream you shall pay out. And that's what's interesting too, is like we are playing out our own dreams. We are creating our own reality with our thoughts. And so we really need to choose our thoughts wisely and focus on them more and more, the things that really truly make us feel good, because we don't get to choose the how, why, or when. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, because we don't get to choose the how, why, or when, you always want to be focusing on feeling good, relaxing, getting yourself clear, aligned, coming from your highest and best, because that's what the universe is paying attention to. They're paying attention to your vibration, what you're omitting, what you're choosing to do and say and think about. And so that's why your intentions matter. So if you're sitting and stewing in anger and that's your intention, that's what the universe hears. Alrighty, they want to stew in anger. Let's give them stuff to be so angry about. And then they say, well, this is a nightmare. And think, okay, they like a nightmare. Okay, let's put them in their worst possible nightmare. They get to live out that because that's what they chose. That's what they're thinking about. That's where they're vibrating. That's what they insist upon. So then they keep getting that. You don't get to know how, but the universe knows what would give you a fright, what would really excite you and delight you, because that's all you can focus on. And so you can scream and holler, that doesn't excite me and delight me, I don't want that. But that's all you can talk about. That's where you live. That's what you think about. That's what you love doing. That's what you love saying. So that's what you keep getting. No, but you're still screaming against it. No, you're still screaming against it. So it's until you can control yourself and until you can control your mind, you're stuck in that dream. You're stuck in that illusion. You're stuck in that nightmare. And yeah, it takes effort. It takes practice, especially if you've been that way for so long and insistent that is the only way, the right way, the whatever it is, you'll hang on to it forever. And that is totally fine. The universe loves you too and gives you exactly what you're omitting. So you keep omitting that, and you keep getting that, and you keep bitching about it, and the universe keeps giving you more stuff to bitch about because apparently you love to bitch. And so it's a never-ending fountain of whatever you choose. And again, I know that can be really hard for a lot of people to swallow. It was hard for me to swallow that I had to take so much accountability for so much. And yet, it is quite a process. I mean, I definitely don't advise doing it alone. And what I mean by that is, I mean, really, you need to connect with your higher self and unconditional love and all your guides. It's energy that's around you all the time so that you can learn from it, pay attention to it, utilize the energy that's thrown at you to transmute it into power for yourself, put it into whatever art form, and know that, it is a process. It really is, depending on where you are. Where you've been vibrating, what's your dominant energy. And nonetheless, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. And there are a tremendous amount of tools out there in your favor. There's 1,010,000,000 techniques that people claim will do the trick. So don't look, I wouldn't suggest you look for programs or tricks or tools that will, quote, do the trick. I would suggest you would find anything and everything that sparks your interest, whether or not it has anything to do with getting back to you. So however they wrap it, anything to do with anything like that. I think it's whatever excites you, because that's going to have you relax. When you relax, you open up. And when you open up, answers come flooding to you. So then you'll be redirected and redirected and redirected. And as long as you keep doing that, like truly tuning in and listening and being honest. Okay, so they're showing something here. It's like being honest with what truly feels good. So for example, if you're not being honest with yourself, you might be like, oh, I love doing something that's not good for you, right? Like having drinks and partying, but it's like damaging your body and your mind, and it's like your only source of pleasure. Well, if that's your only source of pleasure, you likely are very disconnected from yourself and have forgotten who you are, and that you get to create anything and everything. And so So don't lie to yourself that you're having a good time if you're literally just wasting away your life, getting like numbing out, because then you're numbing out your truth. So you really do have to be honest with yourself. I'm not saying you can't enjoy a drink now, and I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that most people get that part confused. You know, it's like all they know of a good time, right? It's like, no, there's more to life than that. And is it a good time? Are you even being honest with yourself? Like, are you really having a good time? Or are you just really happy that you're avoiding something that you really need to address? And that avoidance allows you to not think about it. But as soon as you're not doing that, that's all you're doing is thinking about that, right? It's like, wouldn't it be healthier and better to just deal with the thing that is bothering you instead of destroying your body and then poof, your life's over and you never dealt with it and you wasted your life away? It's like you're running one way or the other, but you're not running right down the middle of the road. You're not doing what's best for you, what's true for you. Okay. I hope I got it out. It just seems so long-winded when the flash was so quick. The flash was people, I guess it was sending evil eye was the idea, but it was looking for somebody to, quote, get karma for being bad to them. And they're like unaware that, oh, that person had already eaten so much karma, yours and so much more, you had no idea. But because of your ill intent and intention for them to receive, now you're going to get smacked because you're not minding your own business and you're not believing in God. You don't think that God exists. You don't think justice is, and you don't think this is a balanced world. You focus on the car crash. You focus on the negative. You focused on, and so it's like you're asking for more of that. And when it's not coming in the place that you want it to come in, it's just making you angrier and angrier. But you don't get to decide who, how, or when. You just need to focus on loving you and cleaning up your own vibration. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.